Hey y'all, Chelsea and Danny here.
Enjoy this episode of Today's Homeowner here on YouTube. This week on Today's Homeowner, we're tackling storage with a family that has some unique challenges when it comes to what to keep and what not to keep.
Now I can make it work because you helped me. Thank you.
August McWhirter and her husband Mark built this home 7 years ago, just before the first of their two kids were born. Then 2 years ago, August and the kids lost Mark to leukemia.
I guess the things that keep me going are my kids, for one. They're the ones that need me, and because I'm the only parent now, and with the loss of their father 2 years ago, it makes it harder to, be able to do things myself. But for their sake, I have to keep going for them.
And they do go. This is a busy family.
I have two small kids, ages 5 and 7. Both are in school, very active with sports after school. We have soccer and tennis. I teach kids to ride horses. I have a lot to do with the horses every day and the kids, and since I'm a single mom now, some of the improvements we wanted to make in the house don't get done. We cut out a few things in the house just because we thought we could do those things later on ourselves, like enclose the garage possibly, or took out a cabinet space that's just an open space now that we're going to add the mudroom in. These are just little projects we thought we could do ourselves, but we obviously didn't get around to them, and now, now there's a need for them that the kids are a little bit older. The majority of the stuff in the garage is from my husband. We have a lot of my husband's old tools, and some of them were passed down from his grandfather and uncles and things like that. So they're all in the garage. Now my kids have bicycles and dirt bikes and scooters and all kinds of toys, so the garage is getting cluttered, and they like to play in there when it's rainy. I do park their car in there occasionally, so it'd be nice to have it cleared up and straightened up a good bit. I would like to be able to tackle some of these projects on my own, but I guess I'm a little scared of if it's a small project that involves painting or things like that I could do. Building something, having to cut stuff, I'm not so sure about doing that on my own, so I need help with that.
And that's where we come in.
Okay, so you can see what I'm dealing with.
All right, we've got a lot to work with here, and I can see the kids have a lot of fun out
We
here.
have lots of kids' toys, lots of other big stuff that we need to kind of organize and move around a little bit so we can have a little bit more room in here.
I bet your son loves that right there.
He does. He runs the battery down of it every day because he rides it so much.
I can see that. That's perfect. I wish I had one of those when I was a kid. But I noticed when I drove up, there's a lot of space above here. I noticed your attic stairs there. Are you using that at all for any of the storage?
Yeah, there's a huge space up there, but I don't really like going up and down the stairs, and the kids always try to follow me up the stairs, and I really don't want them doing that. So
yeah, that's not
I don't
very
really
safe.
use that space, but it's a lot of space.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of different ways that we can kind of organize this. Of course, the hardest part is going to be figuring out what to throw away.
Right. I have thought about that. I know there's a lot that needs to be thrown away, just haven't gotten around to doing it yet.
Yeah, that's why we all do that. So there's a lot of that. All right, well, what about any other ideas that you have?
Yeah, I have this great idea inside that I want you to look at.
Yeah, great, okay.
So we have this space here that I really wanted to be able to do something with.
Okay, well, that's a pretty good sized space. That's perfect. What you have in mind?
Yeah, maybe like a bench and some storage area up top, and put the backpacks up and be able to sit down and put our shoes on.
Oh, that's perfect. It looks like there's an assortment of shoes
Yes, there is.
already. Have you seen anything that you like? 'Cause there's so many different ways to go with something.
I have. I've been looking at ideas on Pinterest and wanted to do some, but just didn't think I could tackle it myself.
Yeah. All right, perfect. Well, let's get some measurements here and see what we can do with this. After I get a few measurements in the hallway, I check out the attic space. There's plenty of room here. The challenge will be getting all that stuff up into the attic, but I think we may have the perfect solution. I'm getting some dimensions and photos to be sure it will work. Meanwhile, Alan is looking at a few ideas August has for the drop zone online.
What sort of thing did you have in mind for over there? What do you?
Anything like this with the shelving or bench seat
Okay.
is an option. I like this with some hooks to be able to hold stuff.
Strictly for like clothing, or is there going to be book bags or anything like that?
Backpacks or possibly jackets, but that would probably be about it.
Well, I think that gives me some good ideas.
Okay.
I'll put something together and maybe sketch something out, let you take a look at it.
Okay.
Okay?
On the occasions that you need additional seating around the house, you can't beat a metal folding chair. First, they're pretty affordable, they're comfortable, and they stack really neatly. You can fold up and stack them away. But they do have an Achilles heel, let me show you. If you look at the bottom, the legs are nothing more than a steel pipe, and that's a really sharp edge. And they come with rubber tips on them, but what happens over time is the legs just cut right through. Here you see it cut completely through. And now if you move this chair around on your living room floor, it's gonna scratch it all up. So here's the solution. You go out and you buy a new set of rubber chair tips. These only cost about less than $2 for 4 of them. But if you just put it back on, which most people do, what's gonna happen? Of course, it's gonna just cut through and you're gonna have the same problem. So here's the solution. If you look at this, it's exactly the same diameter as a nickel, about 7/8 of an inch diameter. So you do is take a nickel, put it in the bottom of each new chair tip, and then slip it on. So now the chair leg will rest on the nickel and it won't cut through the chair anymore.
This week we're helping August McWhirter maximize her storage and corral some of the clutter that's creeping into her home from the garage. Alan's worked out a plan and collected materials for a drop zone just inside the house, and my friend Paul Little has arrived to install a motorized lift called the Versa Lift that will help move some of the garage clutter up into the ample attic space for storage. Paul, the joists are running back this way,
that's perfect.
From the information that you sent me, I guess the Versa Lift will go right in like this.
Yeah, we try to run it in between or long ways with the rafter, so that we only have to cut out one, which really cuts down on structurally.
Oh, sure, yeah, that makes it real easy. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll get up in the attic and take a look at it. Have you installed a few of these before?
About 700 of them.
Well, Paul, like you saw from the pictures, it's all completely decked right in here, so
Yeah, that's great.
I guess you just kind of want it kind of in the center, huh?
Yeah, we want to put it in a spot where they can use it from both sides.
Right.
Yeah. That's the ideal spot. There's nothing in the way. They're not running into braces like this or worried about falling through the attic ladder.
Right. While Paul and I unpack the Versa Lift, Alan, Chelsea, and August are unloading the materials for the drop zone cabinet.
It's quarter inch.
Come on, Chelsea. It's slippery.
And they're also getting some help from August's little boy, Cullen.
All right, there. Good job.
After a quick review of Alan's intricately drawn plans.
Picture, if you will, this is down below where the seating is. This is the paneling above it, the hooks here. And above all this is going to be a shelf.
They start cutting out the components.
This is only going to cut only about to here.
Right.
So if y'all keep it steady for me once I get the cut made, and then flip it for me.
So we're doing all the work?
You're doing the work, yeah.
Okay. As long as we got that straight.
And sanding the wood.
All right, what I'm going to do here is cut what's called a dado, or it's a groove that's cut in the board. And here's the reason why. For a lot of furniture, if you've got a piece of wood just butting against the other, it's a very weak joint. But if it's in a groove or a dado, it almost becomes part of that next one, so it's a much stronger joint. And that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to cut 2 dados in the top and the bottom. That's what the divider's going to go through. It's really going to strengthen up this bench.
Meanwhile, Paul has made some progress. Man, Paul, looks like you already got this thing pretty much assembled, huh?
Almost done. That's the last bolt right
Man,
there.
that's
We're
pretty
ready to
cool.
go.
That's not too bad at all. So what's next?
We're ready to cut the hole.
Oh, really? All right,
Yeah, as
all
soon as
right.
that's done, we can get the lift installed.
So you said that just being having to remove and block out just one of the ceiling joist, and so we hit it lucky that the spacing's just right, huh?
It's perfect, yeah. So on this particular model, we want it to be 22 and a half on the insides, and from a little preliminary measurement, we are exactly 22 and a half.
That's some good luck.
Yeah, that's great luck.
Okay.
So
you're going to try to center it in this space, or what are you going to try to do?
well, I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to push it to one side so that the customer has plenty of room to walk around the end. They'll be able to store on that side and or pull off of each side, and they'll still have plenty of room over here.
Perfect. After marking the dimensions of the opening, we cut out the outline and remove the plywood decking, followed by the joist in the middle of the space. Then we add a piece of 2x12 on each end of the opening so we can support the ends of the joist that was cut. Finally, Paul cuts out the drywall separating us from the garage below, and the lift is ready for installation. All right, so we just put it right in place, huh?
Yep, right over the
have some
hole.
lag bolts to hold it down.
right over the hole, 8 lag bolts, and it's ready to drop the wire.
So you already have your electrical outlet in place, so heck, we're getting close on this thing.
Not too far.
And you know, it makes so much sense if you think about it, how you're able to take things from here, put it on the lift, and have it go right down into the garage, or of course bring things right back up. That's a lot safer than trying to lug big boxes up and down a set of stairs. While we attach the frame, outside, Chelsea and August are applying a coat of primer to all the parts of the drop zone cabinet, under the vigilant supervision of Cullen, of course. Back in the attic, once the frame is secure, we drop the cables down into the garage, where we complete the assembly of the basket and attach the cables that will fit it. Paul, I love this thing. Let me give it a try there and see if this thing will work for me. No, here's who should give it a try. Okay, here's your remote control.
Okay.
Push the button, let's see what happens. I just love that. You'll be able to put all kinds of things on there, bring them up and down. We also put a railing around the staircase there to keep it safe when you're going up and down. And you can put just about anything on here except little boys. No little boys or girls can ride on this, okay? All right.
You know, inside your garage is premium real estate for storage. You've got your cars, your bicycles, you may even have a refrigerator and a freezer, and you certainly want to get your lawnmower in there. And Shay and I have stumbled on a really good lawnmower that can store very easily, right?
We have a great mower that's made by Toro. Brick & Stratton has made this engine to be stored vertically.
Wow, that's fantastic. So let's show what happens. With this mow and stow, what you do is you release the handle, you flip it over and you make sure you lock it into place. Let's make sure it's locked. Okay, now you take off the leaf bag. And Shay, let's lift this up to show just what you can do for storage. Now, I know you're thinking, wait a minute, kids, what about the gasoline and the oils? They're gonna leak out. And the short answer is no, it's not, because the way the engine is designed.
Another great feature is that it's accessible so you can sharpen the blade or even clean it.
See, and that's fantastic. And I love this profile. Makes it so easy to store up against the garage wall, and you've got a great lawnmower that doesn't take up a lot of space.
Our plan to help August McWhirter improve the storage in her home is coming along nicely. We just completed the installation of a VersaLift system that will help remove things back and forth between the garage and the attic without lugging them up the stairs. You can put just about anything on here except little boys. And Alan has all the pieces together to create a custom drop zone just inside the entry to the house from the garage.
Will this be at the right height for you? I mean, would you be happy with that?
I think so.
Okay.
And Alan's finally found someone to show him how his fancy stud finder works.
Anything yet? Okay, keep moving, see if you can find it. Any red? Oh boy, that's what we needed right there. Right there. That's gonna work. Now I can make it work because you helped me. Thank you. Perfect. Good job.
In fact, we may have found our newest member of the Today's Homeowner crew. The next lesson is Nail Gun 101 for August, and she seems to really like this job.
Middle piece is never coming out.
You said as many as I wanted.
Good job.
Now the bench can go in place so that they can complete the beadboard back and coat hangers.
Oh no. I forgot hooks. I was supposed to get hooks.
I think I might have some hooks that my husband had bought to do a
Really?
project with my son. So let me see if I can find those.
Oh, that would be awesome.
While Alan cuts down the beadboard and coats it with primer, Chelsea is helping me add some shelves in the attic to handle the stuff we're about to start moving up here. But you just can't keep a kid from playing with a new toy. You cannot ride up on that thing.
I'm not going to. I got my saw and some nails.
Are you kidding? You can't walk up the stairs with those?
No, why should I have to?
We're adding some vertical supports that align with the rafters so that we can run horizontal supports between them to hold up the shelves.
Someone drew pictures. They added eyelashes to a knot of the wood so it looks like an eye. Oh, look, it's 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. That's funny.
Funny carpenters.
Cover no humor.
Did I mention that my daughter is easily distracted from the job at hand sometimes? By the way, some of the eyelashes we found here have actually been spiders. So we got August some Miss Muffet's Revenge. It kills spiders inside, but can also be used outside as a barrier to repel them and keep them out of the house. And because of its powerful precision sprayer, you can reach all those spots that spiders love, no matter how high or low. Meanwhile, Chelsea and I have completed the attic shelves with a sturdy plywood top. Alan's gotten some more help from his short stud finder expert and pretty much has the drop zone ready for paint. Now it's time to attack the clutter in that garage. All right, how's the drop-off zone going in there?
It looks great. There's some painting to do, but it looks good.
Well, he loves painting, so that works out really well. What do you think? You think it's going to work with the kids coming in and throwing off the boots and such?
Yes, it's going to be perfect.
Good, good. All right, in the attic space, you got so much room up there, not only the area that you have decked, but me and my carpenter's helper have you 2 foot by 16 foot of shelving. So here's where the hard work comes in. We're going to clear out everything we have in the garage here except what you want to go up there. So you'll have to tell us what to do. We'll lower this down and we'll get to work on this.
Okay.
First, the big stuff, with some help from the little people. There we go. Hey, what is this?
Oh yeah, that's a shelving unit I bought a couple months ago, and I thought I could put it together, but I just haven't had the time.
Man, that's exactly what we want. I thought actually we would end up needing to build something maybe over in this little corner,
right,
you know, for a lot of the small things, but hey, this might be just the thing. Hey,
yep,
we can save some wood with this. And finally, we're getting some of the clutter up to the attic with the help of the VersaLift. And August's little girl, Kippen, has taken over from Chelsea as the operator. Okay, Kippen. It's amazing how easy it is to get bulky, even heavy items up to the attic with this thing. And once they're there, it's simple to take them off the lift and stack them away on the new shelves. Back downstairs, the daughters, Chelsea and Kippen, are busy putting together those shelves to organize the small stuff. But I'm afraid Chelsea has given Kippen bad advice. Here you go, scoop, scoop. And finally, it's starting to look like a garage again. Inside, Alan has finished painting the drop zone, complete with rollouts on the bottom for the kids' shoes. And August has found
Fish hooks.
fish hooks that her late husband had bought.
I know that your late husband had always planned to do something here.
Right.
This way he's actually contributing.
Right.
Isn't that cool?
Yep.
I like
that's
that.
Perfect.
All right. What do you think?
Looks great.
People often want to know what their options are to cover up a concrete garage floor. Concrete stain is a quick, easy, inexpensive option to improve the floor's appearance, but it probably has the biggest risk of failure with repeated vehicle traffic. An epoxy coating tends to hold up a lot better to hot car tires, but it requires a fair amount of preparation before it is applied, and the cost is somewhat higher. An interlocking rubber tile floor to completely cover the concrete will handle almost any amount of vehicle wear with ease, and it's relatively easy to install. The trade-off is that the cost of these systems is much higher than the other two options. When we started this week, the clutter in August's garage was threatening to spill over into her house. Everyday life, combined with her late husband's hobbies and projects, had filled it to overflowing. Even the alcove just inside the door from the garage was getting cluttered. So we started there by building the drop zone they planned when they built the house. In addition to being a great spot for two active kids to store their stuff, August has also made it a daily reminder of their dad by placing some of his mementos there. Much of that clutter in the garage found a place in the attic thanks to the addition of the VersaLift, a few simple shelves, and a little effort. By making some room up there for memories, there's a little more space in the garage for an everyday life that's clutter-free. All right. Okay, August, you have storage space upstairs, you got storage space downstairs, and a great way to carry everything up and down.
It looks great. Looks so much better. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, and we'll see you guys soon. See you later. Bye-bye, and stay off that lift, okay? Hey, I tell you what, every time we do an organization type project, it's always very rewarding, even if it's not at my house. It's just very gratifying, and I'm sure there's a few things around my house that I can probably get to as well. Hey, I'm Danny Lipford. I hope to see you next week, right here on Today's Homeowner. Thanks for watching this episode of Today's Homeowner. And don't forget to like, comment, and hit the bell icon so that you'll be notified of new videos.
And be sure to click around and watch some more videos while you're here.